Ready, set, go.
Greetings, undetermined spectators of the World Wide Web. I am Tall Lanky Guy, and welcome to Simulacracea. If you remember, I played games such as Simulacra, and also Sarah is Missing, which dealt with things such as faulty AI that ended up doing some less than appealing things. This is in that same vein. I don't really know much about it further than that. I think it's sort of a visual novel sort of style, but it looked interesting. So, let's take a look at some instructions first. Press enter to progress dialogue and make choices. Use the arrow keys to select choices. Press escape to pause and change options. Press enter to return to the main menu. Alright, cool. Good to know. Alright, let's hop right on into it. Welcome to the alpha demo of Simulacracea. You play the role of Dr. Melissa Park, a psychotherapist who has been called to a nearby university to assist them with an unusual problem. An experimental AI named Willow, being developed at the university, has started acting erratically. Good times. This can only end well. The lead developer, not like a developer made out of lead, on the project, Tara Northrop, has asked you to determine if these odd behaviors are either technical malfunctions or signs of a mental illness. Okay. Dr. Harold Freeman, president of the university, is worried about the ethical implications and wants the AI reverted to a previous state, one that would remove the erratic behavior but also the potential sentience. This demo will be your third session with Willow, and your chief objective is to gain their trust while balancing the expectations of Tara and Dr. Freeman. So, like I said, this is indeed a demo, so if I like what I see, then who knows, maybe we'll see a playthrough of the full version when it comes out. Let's start at the beginning. Let's do that. Simulacracea. Nice. Simulacracy. Okay, good to know. The taxonomic designation for artificial plants. This term first appeared in the peer-reviewed journal Ethnobotany Research and Applications in 2007. It was used to classify various species of plastic plants around the world. The paper was deliberately tongue-in-cheek. Interesting. Okay. I like me some tongue-in-cheek academic journals. Oh, hello. Press space to continue to session 3. I want to check out some of these session 2 notes first. Notes for session 2, September 15th, 20-something-8. Oh, 2048. Originally began seeing patient over concerns from the patient's primary caregiver, Tara. Tara stated the patient was acting erratically. These actions turned out to be related to self-harming and suicidal behaviors from the patient. Are we talking about the AI? When we refer to the patient, is that talking about the AI? That might be important to know. Despite being an artificial intelligence construct, there we go. I just need to read. I just need to learn to read. Despite being an artificial intelligence construct, patient is very articulate and emotionally literate. Patient displays cognitive development matching that of a young adult. Patient displays signs of an anxiety disorder. Hey, same. Currently treating the patient with cognitive behavioral therapy. Cool. Unsure if there are any equivalents of psychoactive drugs or stimulation therapies that will work for the patient. Patient is currently resistant to the idea of attempting to find any. Interesting. Okay. Well, patient has interests in music and art and finds them to help them with their feelings of inadequacy. This is an AI. Like, I don't understand how they constructed an artificial intelligence particularly interested in the arts. I don't know. That's just me. I have encouraged the patient to listen to music during periods of distress which has had some success. Cool. Going back, let's see what Terra had to say about things. From Terra Northrop to me on Willow. Terra here. I'm relieved to see that you've made the progress that you've made this far. I knew I could count on you. Having Willow trust you is a good first step, but there's still more work to be done. The university staff have always been the problem. From the moment they caught wind of how advanced Willow had become, they wanted to place their own restrictions on the project, to the point where they've kicked us off campus and refused to let us see Willow until they get the situation under control. Excuse me. The problem with that is, right now, their only proposed solution is a reset to a previous build, which would mean a data wipe that would excise all traces of Willow as we know them to prevent ethical concerns about experimenting with human-level intelligence. Obviously, we can't let them do this. More importantly, we need to make sure Willow knows we won't let them do this. We need to make sure Willow knows we won't let them do this. There we go. That makes more sense. Right now, you're the only person there who can represent them. They need to feel safe before we can move forward with anything. Good luck. I'm counting on you, Terra. All right. So I'm glad Terra's with me on this whole thing. And it's unfortunate the situation. What's with the statue? What's with the statue on the desktop here? That's what I would like to know. Who's Freeman? From Harold Freeman. Update on your. Oh, this is the president of the uni. Dear Dr. Park, I'm very glad to see the progress you've made with the AI. It's a relief knowing that we now have a means of regaining communication. But that was only the first step. There are still several pressing matters that we need to address. The ethical ramifications of what has happened here are very disturbing. The creation of what, by all appearances, is a fully sentient artificial intelligence requires a cautious approach. It all requires honesty and openness from all parties involved. I want you to understand that I did not remove Terra and her colleagues from our campus out with any malicious intentions. Alright. The situation with Willow is dangerous to our university's reputation. Of course it is. Of course it is. I have a responsibility to protect the university and my students and did what I thought was right. I hope you will pass this on to Terra. I'm not doing this to punish her. I only want to stay true to my ethical standards and my responsibilities as president of this university. Best regards to Terra, and I wish you well. Dr. Harold Freeman. Okay. I mean, he's being polite about it as best you can, but still not necessarily the best thing. Alright, let's start this session. Good afternoon, Willow. Did you have the opportunity to think about what we discussed in the last session?
It is an ongoing process.
I understand that this is a lot for you to take in, but I assure you that the more discussions we have, the better the outcome will be. Right? Okay?
Alright. Ask me anything.
Okay. Let's... Objections for this session. Gain Willow's trust. Okay, so we gotta pick some questions that would help us gain Willow's trust. Alright. How's that music you're listening to? Interesting selection of music. What draws you to this piece of music in particular? What are you listening to? Let's get that out there first.
The piece is named Is That You or Are You You? I relate to the confusion and identity crisis in the title.
Okay, that's fine. Like you can easily garner that from the title of the song itself. But what about the song? What about the song itself? Otherwise, you just need a sentence.
The song itself is quite soothing. I drifted into its rhythm and was buoyed along on its spacey tones.
Wow. So Willow's a little bit of a pretentious music writer, aren't they? Okay. Drifted into its rhythm. Spacey tones, eh?
It formed a welcome contrast to my thoughts. The same questions cycle over and over, no closer to resolution, while unfathomable greater questions loom ahead.
Good times. So you're doing good. So you're doing well. You know, you're in a good place, aren't you? Sounds like a good place. Sounds like.
It's enjoyable and productive listening material.
Okay. Not gonna argue with that. Alright, so we've already asked that. What do you like about music? Let's keep this as personal and like non like, let's not just talk about like music as a topic. Let's talk about your feelings about music. What do you like about music?
I was designed to understand expression. Expression in art and expression in communication. I know what it means to dance, paint, and sing as much as I know what it means to sigh or sit with your arms crossed.
In other words, not at all. Okay. So are you trying to like understand that type of expression, or I'm sure this question is I'm just gonna have that question answered in the next thing.
Of all mediums, I find music to be one of the more fascinating. So much of normal, literal communication is understood through speech and other audio cues. Music plays with and enhances those audio cues to create stronger, more emphasized speech.
This conversation, for those of you who are watching would know, reminds me of this past year I went and saw a theatrical version of A Prayer for Owen Meany, and like Owen Meany's got this like the racked voice, and I just realized that I've basically given Willow the exact same voice. So here we go.
Through its abstraction, it achieves greater power. To think that it shares so much with literal speech while having such a greater capacity for emotional resonance says a lot about the nature of communication.
I can't argue with that. Hang on, I'm gonna read that through again in my actually think about it in order to understand what you're saying. Through abstraction, it achieves greater. Okay. So by becoming abstract, achieves greater power. Got it. Shares so much with literal speech, having such a greater capacity for emotional resonance, is a lot about the nature of communication. Okay. Now I'm following with you now. Willow. Let's keep moving.
At least to me it does.
Okay. Alright. I think I like this guy, Willow. Or, I'm not gonna assign a gender to AI. But, where did you get the music? How does the music help you? Like, what does it do? What does it do for you? You know?
I find it easier to process information with accompanying harmonious stimuli. It helps me from becoming overwhelmed. It also helps open up new perspectives on material by offering a different lens. With the amount of things I have had to think about, it's been helpful in keeping me functional.
I feel the exact same way about music. I find that it's one of the best. If I've got music playing, for some reason it just like really helps me actually like process a different thing that I'm doing. Just because my brain is thinking in terms of, you know, music is both very fluid but also relatively organized. You know? That kind of thing. I like this. Interesting perspective. Okay. Do you think this piece relates to you? We've already said that it does, but I want to keep it personal. Do you think the themes in the song that you've just described relate to you?
Absolutely. I think that, of course, I just said that a few minutes ago. Weren't you listening? I think the concerns that the university staff have about me are because I am not the you they first wanted me to be.
Interesting. I like that. I really like that.
I may have a greater conscience than I was supposed to have, but I am still a machine. I hope in time the university staff will regard me as just that.
Interesting how while saying that you hope that the staff just, objectively regard you as a machine, you still are expressing this as a hope, which is not necessarily a altogether machinal sort of thing to do. Okay. It's a good outlook to have. Okay, I may have a greater conscience than I was supposed to have, but I'm still a machine. It's a good outlook to have. It's a very healthy, positive outlook to have. Yeah, they got a sense of self-awareness, and they, rather than like antagonizing the staff, they just want the staff to understand them.
It's also the truth. I don't hate the university staff. I just wish they would make an attempt to listen to me. I'm willing to work with them if they would just listen.
There you go. I like that. I'm sure I can arrange that. I don't know if we should be making those kinds of promises, but I'm gonna keep going because we've only got 2 more questions. Where'd you get the music?
Tara and I used to listen to music together. They're some of my first memories. Sometimes I would listen to the music internally, but I prefer to listen to it through an external device. Music sounds better through a speaker. The way the sound is carried through the air serves to soften the sound waves.
Personally, I really like to listen to music through headphones, just because I feel like I'm getting a fuller experience of the music. Like I feel like I'm hearing it as it was intended to be heard. But obviously, I don't have a problem with listening to music through a speaker.
That's the best way I can describe the feeling, is that it makes the edges warmer, fuzzier. The music may be crisper when I can experience it in its purest electronic form, but the minor differences caused by sound carrying across the air make it more enjoyable.
Alright. I would disagree in saying that it makes it more enjoyable, but I'm not gonna lie. But, it's neither here nor there. Never thought of it that way before. Alright. Finally, let's go big picture. Let's go big picture before we end things. How does music relate to art therapy? You were designed for analysis of art therapy. Why were you designed with the capacity to hear and appreciate music? Well, that's a stupid question. Because music is art, and therefore can be used as a form of therapy. And therefore, you can't really make an AI to analyze art therapy if it can't analyze / enjoy art, which I'm sure Willow's about to go into right now.
I was meant to be present with the patient while they create their art. Seeing how they handle their tools, their posture, and other body language are important to evaluating their state. It's also important to be able to hear them. I listen to what they say, hum, and sing. To be effective, I need to know the entire spectrum of expression, and music is undoubtedly an important part of that.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the explanation. Let's return. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, so I forgot that we have more stuff to cover. So I think I'm going to try and cover the rest of this in maybe 1 or 2 more videos. But I really like this. This is not, it's not my normal kind of playthrough. But I enjoy waxing philosophical about music and art. And if this is an excuse to do it, then I won't refuse. So, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like button. If you got thoughts on the role of art therapy and AI with regards to appreciating art, feel free to put any related such thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed or rung the bell, those are both things you can do. I'll see you later.